All right. Assalamualaikum. Good afternoon, everybody.
Afternoon.
Hope
Assalam.
everybody is well.
Okay.
Thank you so much for taking the time to join us. Today is a very, very cool topic. Before we go into the topic, we're gonna play a quick montage, and then I will introduce our guest for this interview. So we're gonna play a very quick one at the same time while we're waiting for others to come in. Do enjoy. Awesome. So thank you very much again. Welcome everybody. So today we have a very special guest. For your information, what you have joined is from time to time we have an interview session. And some time to time we have a sharing session, either myself or with Jega. So today we have a very special guest and a very interesting topic. And our topic is about online presence. And I would like to introduce the one and only Bavani Periasamy. I hope I mentioned your name correctly, Bhavani. Yeah. My apologies. Now, let me tell you a little bit about Bhavani. She started her career in IT, and she has been in the training industry for about 10 years. And I would say she is the current president of MATS, Malaysian Association of Professional Speakers, and she has won a few awards. She said, please do not embarrass me with a lot of her credentials. So just a little bit, she has won quite a few awards, the Golden Globe Tigers Award in 2017. She is involved with the Women Leadership Excellence Award in 2018 and Special Achievement in 2019. So, and she's also, correct me if I'm wrong in pronouncing this, she has appeared in Astro V2Go Malaysian Tamil channel, and she has appeared twice sharing her knowledge. And she's also on the 21 Inspiring Indians icon on LinkedIn 2019. So very much her credentials are very much in line of what we're gonna talk about today. So please, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to welcome and please give a warm welcome to Bavani. Hello, Bavani.
Hello, Zairul. How are you?
I am good. I hope I hope you are safe. Things are going well. I understand you are working from home.
Oh, yes. Unfortunately, I can't balik kampung, but that's another story altogether.
Okay, so thank you so much for joining this session, and I think this is a very I would say up kind of session where people are very keen to understand what is really online platform and online presence, and how we can make use of it for our own business, for our own development, and so on. So I think this is a very important topic. And for those who just came in, now we have approximately 30 people. Welcome. Just a little bit of housekeeping. If I may request that everybody is silent, or if not, with me we have Raj. Raj, along you silent everybody. So ensure that everybody can hear Bavani speaking. And if you have any question, you can please type your question inside the chat. If your question is in relation to what Bavani is mentioning, then we could answer your question. If not, we will keep your question at the end, and then we will answer your questions then. Okay, so great. So again, thank you so much. We're going to talk about the importance of online presence, or even if you are even present online, if people can really find you, your customers can find you, your client can find you, or your friends can find you. So I think this is the topic that is very panas now, and we're gonna chat a little bit about this. So maybe let's start with the very first, or the basic of online presence. Bavani, what really is online presence?
Wow, Zairul, thank you so much. Thanks, first of all, for having me here. And this is a topic that's very close to heart, something that I'm passionate about, and it was an accidental journey going into this. So, online presence, it's pretty much what the term itself, it's self-explanatory. If I were to search your name or your product or your services, can you be found in this digital world? In a very short, simple sentence. Are you available? Are you visible? Are you searchable in the digital space? So having that's online presence. I'm not going deep into all this, how and all that, but basically, can you be found on the online space, which is the digital space? And I think no one is a stranger to this. The world literally went virtual early this year. So we can't, or well, you can, but ironically, if you say that I am shy, no lah, I very low profile, I just want to maintain who I am, that's totally fine. But the world is now virtual, literally virtual. Meetings, selling, everything, almost everything is happening virtually. Virtually meaning online, in the digital space. So if you are not in the digital space, then you do not have an online presence. So that's a very quick, short way of answering your question, Zairul.
Oh, okay, great, awesome. But I think that is a very strong reality to what we are facing, especially when you mentioned that, early this year, or even before early this year, people are looking at it as a nice to have facilities.
Correct.
It's just either it's a platform for me just to share if I want to share, and not necessarily in relation to what I do. It could be just interest. But I personally find that it has been a huge jump for me, especially, well, even prior to this, a lot of the, I would say, sharing is always done by Jega. And I will be the person who just like, but yeah, I know you're watching me.
Yes,
So if I'm Rajin, then I will write a comment. I'll give a little bit of a feedback. But I find that although it's a small effort, it helped a little bit, but it did not make me to be visible anywhere online. So that was a big slap to my face when especially when I look for myself, I Google myself, and I can't really find me. So.
Zairul, because you brought this up, this is a favorite hobby of mine. So every
Okay.
2 to 3 weeks, call me Kiasu if you want to, but every 2 to 3 weeks, right, I actually Google my name up.
Okay.
Just go on a search browser. Google is the one that is quite famous or predominantly used. So I'll actually
Okay.
go onto the web browser and I'll type Bavani Periasamy. That's my name. And I will just Google just to see whether what I find from the search is aligned to what I want to be found. So
Right.
if at all I have a participant who says bad things about me somewhere, I would hope that it captures, because then I want to know about it.
Okay.
And I want to know why that happened, if at all. So far, thank God, I've not come across. But I'm careful in that sense, because I'm constantly checking my name to see whether the message that I want people to know about me is coming out correctly. So I kind
Okay.
of do that quite frequently. And that's a key thing. Are you searchable when you Google your name?
Okay. Oh, excellent. I mean, I wouldn't call that kiasu. I think now, especially, that we must be consistent in terms of where we stand. And I believe it is also a good platform for you to see or seek some feedback. And these are true feedback. These are people who's willing to express themselves in the open. And this is how I feel about this product. This is how I feel about this person. Of course, we need to manage it a little bit. Sometimes people are not very good with their words. You can express anger, but choose your words nicely and correctly. And I think this is good. And what would you do if you find something like if you find something that is reflecting on what you do? What would you do beyond or with this information?
Okay, I have not encountered such yet, but if at all I encounter that, I'll go to the origin where something has been said about me,
Okay.
see what happened. Perhaps it was my delivery that someone had feedback on, whatever it is, and then to understand where or what has gone wrong and to see what I can do after this to manage that. I actually had the realization of Googling my name in the early days when TripAdvisor first came up.
Okay,
You know,
okay.
everyone talk about TripAdvisor, go and check out, put comments about this hotel, and I was wondering,
Yeah.
do people do that for me? So that's when I got this habit of constantly checking about myself in case my name is mentioned somewhere and how are people perceiving me. So if you do not appear, if your product, your services do not appear in a Google search,
Mhm.
I would say that's a loss of an opportunity. Yes, you can say, I do sessions on this, and I have participants who say, "Allah, miss, I'm shy, I'm low profile, I don't want to be out there." That's
Yeah.
totally okay. That's your decision, but you need to live with the consequences, which is you may be losing opportunities, and your competitors could be gaining instead of you. So we're not talking about putting your personal life out there. What's being cooked, that's totally fine too. But it's more of that professional aura, the professional persona that we are putting out there so that people know these are the services or products that you offer, and this is how they can search you, and this is how they can reach out to you. And don't forget, right now, word of mouth marketing referrals are very strong, testimonials. So
Yep.
strangers could be looking up for you. You never know, because they do not have a basis of how do I know who is this? How do I know what this product is about? How do I know whether this service is good? And guess what? For everything, we go to Google for answer. If Google can't find you, what happens?
Correct.
I pretty much do. I pretty much depend on Google for everything. Where is the nearest KFC to me? Where is the nearest body spa? The recent one that I searched was who does mobile spa, because I can't go out, right? So who can come over and do massage for me and my siblings? And I'm Googling out because I do not know people who offer these services. So if you're there, great, I can find you. But if you're not there, then I don't find you. You just don't exist within my radar.
Yeah.
So that's why online presence is crucial and critical, if you ask me.
Yeah, I agree with you, Bavani, and especially today, when people are everywhere around the world, people are working from home. So it's not just Malaysia. So you will be surprised somebody in Germany who would like to try your nasi lemak, mainly because the pictures, the images is so tempting. The feedback is it's so positive that it entices somebody to try, even though they are willing to go large measures to get what
Yep,
they want. I,
correct.
I have this experience, and this is to support what Bhavani is mentioning about the importance of being visible online. I have a family member who really loves this. Um, I would say traditional Negeri Sembilan dish. Okay, and what is the name of this dish?
Come on, bring it on. I'm orang negeri. What is it?
Yes, yes. It's called maman. So maman is actually do you guys know this maman? It's kind of like a rendang. It's actually a vegetable, and either mamani they cook it. It's cooked with chicken. So it takes a long time to make, and it's the original plant is quite hard, so that's why it takes a long time to make. But once it's ready, it's absolutely delicious. Now, because of the speciality comes from Negeri Sembilan, I have family who are willing to order this special dish to be delivered, sent from Negeri Sembilan to their home in wherever it is. Like it could be in Subang, it could be in Shalam. And by the way, it's not just one family member. This is a few family members, and I'm also one of them. But anyway, we're willing to do this so that the package, the authentic taste arrives in your house. You don't even have to leave your house. In fact, you probably save more in terms of time and as well as cost, because going there is going to cost you petrol, wear and tear of your vehicle, toll, and time. So in the long run, you probably save a lot more. So this is a possibility. I'm I personally, I ride bicycles, and what I have found, I have interviewed a few bicycle shop owners, and there's a few shops where I call and say, sorry, we are completely out of stock. We have no bicycles, and people are ordering, and we are still waiting for those orders to arrive. So the bicycle demand has increased throughout the world. This is not just a phenomenon in Malaysia, it is throughout the world, mainly because, I mean, if you look into European countries, a lot of bicycle stock is limited because everybody is turning to cycling to go to work instead of taking public transport because of social distancing. So the demand is more than the supply, and this order, and some individuals are willing to order directly from the factory that's outside of Malaysia. So you imagine you cannot do that if you're not being seen anywhere online.
Precisely. And off late, I've seen a lot of small traders, entrepreneurs, people who work from home. And this is the reality. Survival is key right now. So
Mhm.
people are turning into, maybe jobs are affected, people have lost jobs, so they are turning into quick solutions, selling nasi lemak from home cooked food, vegetarian pasta, cakes, and everyone is using social media. That's the easiest. And I'm actually amazed because when I observe this, and I'm just amazed because now they have a wide variety of customers that they could do with a very low cost as compared to how they would have been doing it at a conventional manner. Can you imagine printing brochures and trying to put it house to house, or everyone within your vicinity, your taman or kampong? But when you go online, people from Seremban can be, sending food over to Klang Valley. And it's a possibility where if you are dependent on conventional marketing, it may not be as big as how it's happening right now. I have noticed a young gentleman. He has opened a bookshop, a second-hand bookshop in Menara Majestic in PJ.
Okay.
And what he does is he just posts this on groups on Facebook, on social media, and I got intrigued and I went to visit because I sort of love books. And to my amazement, all the people who come there are there because they found him either on Instagram or Facebook.
Right.
And these are book lovers who, if I were to buy this book from the big bookshops out there, it could cost me $80, $90, but because it's a second-hand book, I can easily get it for 10, 15 ringgit. and I came home with 30 over books that I only spent for 400 ringgit. But
Okay.
here's the thing, if I've not known about him from social media, this guy is a total stranger to me. I wouldn't know. And I'll probably be having, my monthly budgets of, okay, this month I can maybe buy 2 books because that's going to cost me 100 over ringgit. But what I'm saying is, because of all this presence, I get to enjoy it. And let's even talk about the big bookshops. The sales that is happening, Big Bad Wolf went virtual this
Yeah.
year. These are all little services and products. If they have not done it on social media, I am quite sure their success would not be where they are right now. They may still have that conventional way of doing it, putting up on their website and all that, but how much reach do we get from that? And please do remember this, website is a costing that's on its own. But there are a lot of avenues where we can always brand position ourselves with very low cost.
Mm.
And this really helps with small businesses, the one-man show, those entrepreneurs, those who work on their own. It's very easy to start, and I think it's a crucial thing that you need to have, a brand presence. Or not, how would customers find you? Because we went back into CMCO right now. A lot of us, we are at home. How else would we find solutions? We all go to Uncle Google for solutions. So if you're not found,
Mm.
how would we even know that you are around for me to buy from you, to get your services, to get the products from you? So which is
Correct.
why I will always champion this and say online presence is crucial. Yes, you have your rights to say that no, it's not for me, I'm very low profile, that's not my cup of tea. Fine, I totally will respect that if you say that. But I would also urge you to consider, what would you be losing out if you're not there? What are the potential income that you could be getting because you're not virtual, because you're not visible in the virtual world?
Correct. Correct. I completely agree with you. And I think today is not just about a need. It's not just about I want to as a leisure. I think it is more of a, it's a must. It is something that you cannot avoid. And if I'm speaking from my point of view, the reason why, or one of my reasons why I was not in favor so much of appearing visually or virtually is is, for example, the notion of me being in front of the camera and recording. And this is what happened to the truth is, this is what happened to me like at the earliest stage, because you're just not comfortable, right? And we always respond naturally when there is a response. But when you're just looking at the camera is not responding to you. So like you're talking to the wall. So how do I make sure this is natural? So I think this was the challenge to start. To begin was the difficulty in starting is to appear in front of the camera. How do I do it? What should I say? So what would be your advice in terms of how do I begin? Where do I start?
Okay. Even before we go into all that, the first thing that I would actually suggest or recommend would be this. You need to know what you stand for, what you are championing. And in another word, you call it brand presence. Why? Because unless you know what you are championing, what you stand for, how do you know what you want to speak about? What do you want to be speaking about? Because to be very honest, creating videos are very easy. It's, I mean, in terms of you can create any video. So Zairul,
Yeah.
I could be creating a video about the great nasi lemak that I had today morning. But does it serve my purpose?
Okay.
Unless I'm just trying to bond or build rapport, that sort of things. In my case, my favorite subject is gratitude. So I may talk about something that happened to me that I'm so grateful for.
Okay.
For an example, I had a meeting earlier. I came back home and my cousin has cooked, so I don't have to worry about food today. And I'm very grateful for that, because imagine if I were to, between meetings, trying to also make sure there's food at home and all that. But that's what I'm grateful for today. So that could be my video for today. Why I'm talking about this is, before we go into the video, you need to know what you want to speak about. So in your case, Zairul, I'm just throwing out ideas here. You could be talking about what you are fond of, which is maybe hypnosis. That's one of the things that you do. Another one could be on game-based learning, because those are your core services that you offer. But having said that, there's nothing wrong in doing a video about cycling or those Brazilian spinaches that you grow out there. Why? Because there's a variety, and you need to balance up and know that how much of all the cycling, Brazilian spinach and all that I'm going to talk about, and how much of hypnosis, game-based learning, simulation, virtual training am I going to speak of. Why is this important? Because people get a sense of who you are. And I would perceive it as people start to trust because they see you. So you're not talking about kids, wife, and all the time. But those are what I consider as personal. But people get to see your personality and like, oh, okay, this guy, I see you, I can feel who you are. Maybe it would be easier for me to relate to you. Zairul, is it okay if we share that slide? Because I think this is where it makes sense to share that.
Yes, give me a second.
Okay, while you bring that up, why I'm saying this is, look and think from a customer perspective, from a consumer perspective. How would someone who's not seeing you, how would they gauge or even judge you? So this is a fellow friend from Singapore, and he shared this last week, and I thought that this resonated very well with what we're speaking with, on today. He says, love it when clients book you just by Googling you and realizing that you are the one for them just from what they read about you. So Jerome Joseph is a global speaker. He does a lot of workshops. He's based in Singapore, and his core topic is about brand. He's an author of book on branding and all this. But this is exactly what I'm trying to say. Client, when they Google you and they sort of get it that, all right, this is who I want to engage, because obviously his product is a form of service. He's doing training workshops for people. So people sort of see what he shares and they sort of say, you know what, I think this is the guy that I want. I resonate with this guy. So it's because people get a glimpse of your personality, how you speak, how you engage, and this is what gets people to fall in love with you, your products or your services. And in a way, they get a sense of your passion towards the subject, the service, the product. I know our audience are quite varied from different industry background. So which is why I'm going to interchange between product and services, because not all of us have services and not all of us have products. So that's the reason why those are crucial and important, because it helps people to understand you and to know whether, I think, you know what, this is the guy, or this is the person, this is the lady, because they get a sense of you. And that's why that online presence is important, because or not, unless they find you randomly because someone said your name and then now they have to go through the whole process. Can you send me a sample? Can you send me testimonial? Can you send me recommendations? What if all these are already in existence and they can see it for themselves?
Correct.
All there. And what if someone is doing a search middle of the night? Will they be able to pick up the phone and call you? Definitely not. But what if all these are available and they get to see it?
Yeah, and people want information right now.
Yes. Why must I pick up the phone and call to ask this? Why can't I just search and get it? Why aren't all this available for me when I'm looking for it? So the more that is there for people to view, it gives that comfort to know that, oh, okay, this person exists. Okay, this people are using it. Oh, people are consuming it. You know, that ease of feeling where you feel like, oh, okay, at least they are in existence. Rather than Google, Okay, nothing comes up. Google again, change the spelling. Okay, change again, try, and like nothing comes up. Okay, nobody uses it, is it? A lot of questions start popping up.
Yeah.
So even if it's a person, this person doesn't exist. Nothing. Oh, okay. Okay, lah, next lah. Who else can I engage? It's a reality. It may not happen all the time, but
Yeah.
what are the chances of this happening most of the time? Because as a user, as a consumer, I do that. If someone proposes or suggests a brand to me and I can't find anything to read, I become skeptical and I cannot find anything. It doesn't give me that comfort and that security to go and get this, because you're a stranger. You are too foreign to me that I don't have the comfort. No matter
Yeah,
what
correct.
people say that this is the best thing that you should buy, I don't feel secure enough. I rather go and look for something else that I can read and sort of like, okay, yeah, this is real. I'll get this.
Correct. I mean, that's really the reality now. I believe because of being presence online, if there are any, it also forces you to ensure there are quality in your service or your product. I mean, if you, I'm sure most of you are familiar with online shopping, and before you buy the product, you search for review, and with that review will give you an indication the quality of the service and the quality of the product, the quality of the delivery. Are these people very concerned in terms of packaging? So it's really the truth, and then you build trust from that. So I mean, that's what I do when I go shopping online,
I
right?
think most of us, we look for something that is tangible, that's out there that we can see. Let me just ask you, if you see a product on Lazada or Shopee and you do not see any review, you cannot get a sense of how is it going to be, what are the chances that you would go ahead and buy it?
Next, go back. Yeah, very slim that I would purchase that product. Yeah, yeah.
So it's
I
the
mean,
same, that's the concept. um it is so crucial that people exist, your brand, your service, your products has to exist so that this happens, because like
okay,
it or not, it's a digital world. And
it is.
to say
It,
that
it
it's
has.
not my cup of tea, yeah, it's fine, but think again. Are you okay to not have this? Then that's totally fine.
Okay, understood. I mean, just let me not pause, sidetrack a little bit. I would like to, I understand there are a few that just came in, so thank you very much and welcome. And we are on the topic with Bavani on online presence, the importance for you to be present online and people can search you easily. And we've been talking about, what is going on, what are the consequences if you are not visible online, and also what are the consequences if you are visible, some of the benefits. If I may share with you, when we first started being a little bit more active online, Jega and I was posting some things on LinkedIn, and I think the response was really good because people was inquiring and people say, hey, I see that you guys are doing some virtual team building. How is that possible? So that ignited quite a bit of inquiry, and we did not expect that kind of result. So that really motivated us to continue and do more. And I think the result have been positive. And how I see things as virtual is it becomes like a worldwide resume. Regardless if somebody is employing you or looking to employ you or engage you, they will find out everything about you online. So, they will know your interests, they will know how you speak, what you look like, what you sound like, maybe not what you smell like, but all that information is available for them to review. And I think that is, rather than sending a CV or a corporate profile, everything is out there. Okay, now I know there's a lot of stuff. I mean, we're just talking a little bit, and I know sometimes this information can be overwhelming. And it's just so much, and you're already processing like, oh, this is what I'm going to do next, or what should I do next? Now, I would like to ask you, Bavani, what would be your advice? I mean, if I'm a person who's willing to open that window of being present virtually, where do I start? What should I do? Like maybe video is too much for me. Do I need to purchase fancy equipment? So these are, I think, some of the questions that might prop up. So what would you advise to
Okay,
start off with?
let's go back and start from ground zero. Pretty much, let's operate from let's say we have nothing, no all fancy equipments and all these things. The best and easiest and cheapest thing to immediately start doing is to utilize social media, because website and all definitely has some costing effect to it. Even if you have a good buddy who's going to do and design a website for you, you still need to host, buy the domain and all that. So that's still some form of monetary investment there. So
Yeah.
let's maybe just speak about from zero what we can do. And I'll go back to my first rule. We need to know who we are and what we stand for and what we are championing. So I am just going to take, let's say, who shall we use as an example? A scenario. Let's create a scenario here. Someone who maybe sells.
Maybe I can help you on this, Bhavani. Maybe
Okay,
let's
thanks.
ask the audience.
Oh,
Maybe
yes.
they can share what industry they are in, or if they're selling a specific product. If you guys don't mind, you can type in the chat.
Yeah, and
Uh,
we'll pick one
so
up.
far in the chat, they are explaining what kiaso means. Thank you guys for answering that for me. And as well as Katas, yes, your favorite is also Maman. We shall share Maman one day. I will let you know once we have some at the house. Okay, so
Okay.
if you guys don't mind sharing your industry or anything that you are selling, any product or any service, you go ahead and write down in the chat. That would be awesome. So at least Bhavani can be specific to who we have in the audience. That would
Okay.
be great.
I saw an answer over there.
Okay.
Original hot dogs from New York. All right, food. This is exciting. Farah, could I just ask what role do you play in this organization? And I hope I'm addressing your right name because your name is not Farawati. What role do you play? Hi, Mr. Siva. Okay,
Marketing
marketing ex.
executive.
All right, awesome. This is a favorite job of mine. So, as a marketing executive, see, this is one thing that I wish to tell everyone. No matter what job we do, we carry the brand of the company, the organization. And it doesn't mean that only a salesperson need to sell. Everyone can play a role in advocating and being an ambassador of the brand. So you can start talking about the unique recipes or the unique ingredients that you share or sell or deliver. What are the things that the company is doing? And it's not all about selling when it comes to social media. Have a
Yeah.
mixture of maybe you have one special hot dog that is catered for, I don't know, Asian market, and what are the special ingredients that you use. So speak
Maman
about
hot
that.
dog.
Speak about that and get people to be curious and interested, and just start talking about the different what's the word, the different dishes that you have and what is it made of, what are the vegetarian vegan items that you have, and just every day pick one or two dishes and share about it.
Mhm.
And you know what, people will actually pay attention. And here's the one thing that I must tell everyone, and this is the reality: not everyone who views your post will engage. we have a lot of silent observers on the virtual space. So don't get too worried. Oh, I only have 10 likes today. Oh, I only got 2 comments. It's okay. Keep sharing, because the key thing that I want to remind everyone is you need to be visible, because people are looking at it, and you never know when is the sale going to happen. So keep sharing, and speak about the unique things that you're offering. So in Farah's case, it's probably all the different dishes that you do not see in a random burger rumbly or any other burger shops. So it will get me intrigued, and guess what? If most Malaysians love food, you will definitely be in one of the days that I'm going to order from you. Why? Because you've caught my curiosity, and you just keep appearing with all this nice yummy food. I will be driven to purchase it. It may not be today, but definitely maybe next week or something, because the curiosity is there. And you know what? Because it's visible. And this is one thing that I always ask my participants. Maybe Zairul, let me ask you. I've not asked you this before. Can you share with me what is Nike's tagline? You know, the
Just
brand
do
Nike.
it.
Okay, at what age did you memorize this?
19, I believe when I was a teenager, about 5 years ago.
Okay, so what made you memorize this?
I believe that it was the commercial. Maybe it's on some of the, when you buy the product, you can also get it on the leaflets. Yeah.
So here's the
But
key
I think
thing
mostly commercial.
So here's the key thing that I would like to emphasize. We never sat down to memorize Just Do It or Milo's tagline or Maggie Mee's tagline, but we remember it. We remember it better than our history, or at least I do remember it better than my own history facts. Why? Simply because they're visible wherever I look. I'm watching TV, the advertisements comes up, they're everywhere. So unconsciously, I have remembered this. So that's why visibility is so key and so important. The more you share, unconsciously, people will people will remember you. And this is where, when questions are asked or when that urge is there, they will remember your name and your brand, because you are visible there. So you don't have to sell all the time. You can always do content sharing where you create value for your name and your brand. And people will be looking at this. So can you imagine if every day I'm connected to Farah, and every day I see Farah posting yummy stuff, different hot dogs every other day? For sure, I'll be ordering this hot dog very soon, because it's visible. It's this human reaction. You can't run away from it, unless otherwise it's something that I can't afford. Then that's a total different story.
Yeah.
But food, how often do we purchase food? But that's the thing. The key is to be visible. And if you do a promotion, I don't know, buy 3 hot dogs and get 25% off or 10% off. And I say, okay, today's the day I'm going to buy this hot dog. Or I will pre-plan, and I said, ask everyone in my house, okay, you know what, let's not cook. Today they're going to have a sale on this day. We will order hot dog on that day. Why? Because you are visible and people get to see that you are doing this. And this is when people are influence and they are attracted to you, simply because you're visible. So it's all these simple key little things that we do, either daily or every 2 days or weekly, whichever time frame is it that you have set for yourself. Simple sharings like this will get you noticed. People remember you, and the more you share, people will be intrigued, and one day they'll be like, I gotta try this hot dog. and
I think
and being in
you're making
Malaysia,
everybody hungry.
being in Malaysia, please mention it's halal, so that you get that trust from the whole community. So it's as simple things as regular engagement, regular content sharing. And please remember this. This is my philosophy, and this is what I follow. It's not all about selling every day. Yes, the end results is about the sales, but along the way, sales process is a very long, unique one. So we have the
Yeah.
pitching, you have the negotiation, influencing. So you need to know what you are doing when you are on social media. on social media, we are giving facts, we are telling people this is what we carry, we are influencing them by sharing how yummy, how good, or how awesome your products or services are. The selling happens when you have promotion, you have your contact number there. So it's not every day that you say, come and buy, call me. Not
Yeah, yeah.
necessary. You need to have a variety where sometimes it's just about maybe one special unique ingredient or one special offering that you do, and why is that special. So this whole process is all not about selling. Yes, it's about selling. I don't know how to actually say this. It is about selling, but you do not directly sell. You
Yeah.
influence, you build trust, and you get people to be confident about you. So yes, Farah, maybe I've not followed you before, but hopefully after this I'll be starting to follow you guys and order very soon.
Farah mentioned we do share a lot of yummy photos in our social media. Hopefully, it will trigger potential customer by try soon. And yes, we are already certified halal from Jakim.
So
Excellent.
Farah, the other thing that you could do is make a hashtag that goes viral, get people to, when you do Grab or whatever, just tell them, take a selfie and post it on social media, your next purchase, ringgit off or something. So you get people to also validate you and to share their own testimonials and what fun experiences that you have. So once in a while, this is how you engage with your audiences and say that, you know what, it's the last, I don't know, Friday of November. So whoever who's purchasing from us, take a selfie and post, and you automatically get a free drink or something. So it's a balance where you are not it's not only you talking about how great your products and services are, but you're getting external validation, which is from the consumers themselves. So there's a lot of activities that we can do and that we can immediately start that doesn't require a lot of investment. You don't have
Mm.
to and because I have participants or customers who come and say, Bavani, this whole digital marketing is, my God, when I ask for quotation, they give me so many things. I have nothing against digital marketing. What I would say is you need to know what you want. Then you work very well with the digital marketing experts because you know what they want and they know what to give you. But if you do not have the budget for it, you can do it on your own as well. Because digital marketing experts, they have a whole range of products. You need to know what works best for you because
Yeah.
selling nasi lemak, selling lotions or oils or services, they all fall on different categories, different price range, different action plan you need for different categories. So this is why I always emphasize you need to know what you want to champion, how you want to champion, what is the budget that you have, and how you go and work with digital marketers. Not everything you need to go to a digital marketer. There are a lot of vendors. If you go on Facebook groups, people operate on their own. And all they do is post picture, how much, what's the
Yeah.
contact number, and remember, everything that you post, you need to be ready for the responses. So don't
Yeah.
post and people ask you questions and you're not responding to them, then that's bad publicity for you. So
Correct. Correct.
it's, you need to be ready to be doing all these things.
Yes, and I think use already what you already have. Where you can already post, take your own photos. You can already post on all your social media platform, and I think it is one of those things where you don't have to wait to start. You can
Yes.
already start, and I believe the activity that goes behind this, will also portray the response from your potential customers. Or if not, your friends who will be responding, and the potential customers may come from their side as well, or their sets of friends. Okay, so what's gonna happen next is we have another 10 more minutes. So I'm gonna just briefly tell you about us, about Accordia, and we're gonna open the floor, or the not the floor, the online stage for questions. So I'm just gonna share my slides very quickly. Let's see. Okay, so you guys can hear that? So just let me tell you a little bit about Accordia training. We have been around for, Alhamdulillah, 13 years. Last year, we won the Best Team Building Provider Award in 2019. We focus so much on game design, simulation design, and we use that in all our program. We run our own conference. So we started our conference in 2017, 2018 and 19. Unfortunately, this year we'll have to postpone to next year for obvious reasons. But it is a platform where a place where trainers or educators share their own design and what they use it for, what lessons they use it for. So it's a very exciting and engaging type of conference, not your typical conference, I would say. So big over the since March, since we specialize a lot in games and simulation, we design virtual simulation. These are a few simulations that we have been running, or we design and we also run when we run virtual team building. Who would have known that team building can also be virtually done? And it is a little bit different, but it is definitely possible. And it's a lot of fun, just like face to face, except it's not face to face, it's virtual. So I would like to give you a little bit of more information in regards to the online presence, and this is what Bavani is able to offer. So there's an element of there's actually three possibilities. One is what we call a group consultation. Group consultation is consists of a maximum of five individuals. So what it is there's two meetup sessions, and there's usually Bavani would recommend a 2 weeks gap, so for you to practice, and from there you can do a little bit of brainstorm. So that is one, and that is at a fee of 350 per individual. There's as well as individual consultation. So this is very much customized to your industry, very much customized to you and your personality. It is at 500 ringgit per person, and as well as a one-day workshop. One-day workshop is generally addressed to organizations. So it is very much customized into what is your branding and your services, and also depending on the group of people. So what's going to happen is we're going to open the chat room or even the audio for any questions, for those who would like to ask Bhavani any question, or you can ask me any question. In the meantime, Raj is going to share a link in the chat. So if you want to know a little bit more information in regards to the consultation in the Bhavani services, please click on the link and just answer a few questions. And the idea is to connect with you in a few days' time, just to see your intention, if you would like to learn a little bit more, or if you want Bhavani to consult you in terms of where you are in terms of online presence. Okay, so there's no obligation. Even if you key in without any intention is also fine. Just for you to find out a little bit more information is okay. All right. So let's go back to you, Bhavani. And I also would like to open the chat if there's any question, and anybody would like to ask any questions. We have another 5 more minutes. Thank you, Raj. Raj has already attached the link. So if you want to get more information, please click the link and fill up the few data that's required. All right, so do we have any question? Any question from the floor? Anybody is having any form of difficulty, or you're getting some negative response from online presence, or you are a little bit worried about the impressions that people will give? Any questions at all? Please go ahead and type if you're shy cat. If you're not shy, it's okay. You can unmute yourself and go ahead and ask the question. Any question? Okay. So actually, while we're waiting for some uh, questions to come in, Bhavani, maybe I can start the ball rolling since we have a little bit of time. How frequent should we post something? Should it be every day, every hour? What's your thoughts on that?
There's different rules that different people follow, but my rule is very simple:
Okay.
engage and share content when you know you can respond. So if I'll take my case, I do not have a team who does this for me. I do my own sharing and all that.
Yes.
So if I know I'm going to be busy and I know I can't manage, I do not do any posting. And for those of you who know me, you will know that I am very focused on LinkedIn. My Facebook and IG is very, I do not do much sharing over there, but I engage on LinkedIn a lot. So every time when I
Mhm.
share on LinkedIn, I'll make sure that I have time to respond to people, because that's another thing that puts people off. Because if people were to ask you questions and you don't get back to them or answer them, I perceive that as bad customer service. So
Yes.
I would always say, the more you share, the higher your frequency is, the better for your visibility. But please bear in mind that you need to respond to any inquiries or questions that come in, because or not, that is a perception that's going to stick to their mind and say, oh, I message and these people are very slow. They're not responding. So
Yeah.
um, always have that in mind, that you need to be very responsive when you post something. Be prepared to come back and answer people.
Right. Yeah. The feeling is like when you call in customer service for 20 minutes and nobody pick up, right?
Yeah.
So you're always waiting for somebody to respond or give you some feedback. Okay. Okay. Very, very good.
And the best thing
Uh,
would be, if you're selling or if you're portraying something, make sure that enough information is available there that it answers all the general questions. If I were to be selling biryani today, I must make sure how people can pay, how people can engage my service, what are the ingredients, all the common questions I have it answered in my post, so that minimizes the question that is going to come to me.
okay.
I may
Okay.
only have someone who maybe they said, and people who are not too familiar with biryani may ask, I'm lactose intolerant, can I take biryani? You may say yes, because biryani may not have any lactose in it. But other than that, enough information is given to minimize all these things, questions that come.
Okay, awesome. Well, I think today's session is a lot, or not today's session, I would say a lot of the examples is about food. Um, so if you guys
I
have
think
not
that
had your lunch,
that's something that everyone can relate to.
yes, and so people are going to look for maman, hot dog, and biryani after this. But I would like to say thank you so much, Bhavani, for your time.
Thank you
It
for
has
having me.
been definitely, it's been a pleasure, and we always love to work with you. And I would like to thank everybody. So thank you so much for your time and for joining us. And I think today, if you are not visible online, I would definitely encourage you. Today's session is about Bhavani explaining to us that the importance for you to be visible and searchable online, regardless of what industry, what you do, as long as you have a product or a service, you need to utilize. I mean, if you look at the world that we live in now, this is really the access to all sorts of marketing and sales, and even building trust among for your potential customers and to yourself. So I think this is an opportunity, and everybody should hop on this opportunity and be searchable. So
I
once
would
again,
just Zairul, I would just throw a challenge to everyone. Um,
okay,
you can start at 3:30 today. Do something to create your own presence. That's half an
yes,
hour for you to craft and design and do something.
And if you're not following Bavani on LinkedIn, please look for her on LinkedIn and you can start following her. She can also you can also ask questions and she can also respond to you then. You can also follow us on Facebook, or you can also follow us on Instagram and LinkedIn as well. So, or us as individuals. Now everything online. My resume is online. You see my face here. My hairstyle all same, okay? But money hairstyle maybe tukar-tukar, but mine is still the same.
Yes. I like to be different every day.
All right,
Thank
that's
you
all the
everyone
time
for
that
here.
we
Thank you,
have.
Zairul.
Thank you so much. Please, everybody, stay safe. We will update. We will have more sessions like this. And I really love this warmth, you guys joining in. So thank you so much. Take care. Assalamualaikum.
Thanks, Zairul.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Siwa.
Hey, bye. See you guys.